Okay, here we are back underwater, back at a nearby island with Tom again in the boat. This is a bunch of herring scad, what I call pizza fish. The reason I call them pizza fish, I forgot to mention in the last video, it's because we make pizza at the house, and these are perfect pizza fish. You saw some bluefin trevally there. They are always darting around, never still, changing directions all the time. These ones were not quite big enough to shoot at. Not when the freezer's already pretty full. If the freezer was empty, one or two of those probably would have come home with me. As you can maybe tell, I've got a bit of a cold, so I'm a little stuffed up. So here I am chumming up a pizza fish, the herring scad, chumming it, tossing some chunks out in the current there to get the scent spread around. This can be pretty effective at bringing in some of the predators, barracuda, mackerel, trevally. And now diving down to see what might come in. This is probably a couple dives later. The chum's been in the water for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes maybe. Down at maybe 10 meters, 30 something feet, somewhere in there. And any second now. There it is, mackerel, top of the screen. Delicious fish, and I'm feeling excited. Takes a turn here, and I lunge out to try to get close enough for a decent shot. Actually got a good shot placement, I think, but I don't think it penetrated enough for the flopper, which is like a barb. I don't think the flopper came out the other side of the fish, so I didn't have enough penetration to keep that fish, unfortunately. There's some bluefin trevally. I'm thinking about getting a roller gun. I've got a 1 meter gun with 2 bands on it. Thinking about stepping up to a roller gun to get more power and a little more range. I think with a little bit more power I would have had that mackerel. Now I'm looping my line there on this little chunk of coral because I don't want my gun to float away in the current. And my buoy, got pushed up into the rocks and stuck. These little waves managed to cram it up in the crack between the rocks here. So take the fins off, go up there and pull it out. Happens once in a while. Chuck it back out there, fins under my arm, and jump back in the water. Undo the rope, and I'm on my way. I've got a little clicker wheel on my gun. You can kind of hear me using that. Some of the snappers and some of the other little fish like that clicking noise. Maybe sounds like shells getting crunched up or something. They think there might be some food available when they hear that. And shot another pizza fish there. Looking to use that for chum again. Hoping to bring that mackerel back in. Or something else. You can see that little fish freaking out, going after the chum. Try to cut it up into little chunks to spread it around, get the scent out there. Okay, back underwater now. I've got the chum out there. You can hear a propeller boat going by, and a mackerel is going to appear. Pretty hard to even see them in this footage. The visibility wasn't great, but any second now. And I try to follow, because there he is going away right in the middle of the screen. Rewind it if you missed him. So I try to follow, hoping he might stop and take a look, but he just keeps going. I've got no chance of catching him. Back to the boat. See what Tom's up to.
I shot a couple pizza fish to chum them, and I saw a couple mackerel, and I got a shot on one, and it didn't stick. I hit them. Not very. Like, I actually can't get that far from the rocks today just because of what the current's doing. I was probably at like 25, 30 feet deep when I saw him, roughly even with me. But I mean, he was coming to check me out, so. But I saw the first one after I chummed the first pizza fish, and then I saw the second one after chumming the second one. So.
Speedboats do not keep their distance here. Time to scrape the hole. If I would have remembered to turn my recording off while I scraped the boat for 15 minutes, I think I would have had enough battery that I would have got the footage of running into a spotted eagle ray right at the end of my dive. I ended up about 6 or 7 feet away from a spotted eagle ray, the closest I've ever been. But by that time, my battery was toast, unfortunately. But at least you got to watch that footage of me scraping barnacles. Got to do that about once a month. Pretty fishy over here. There's some more bluefin trevally. And a ton of batfish cruising by quickly with the herring scad in the background. Pretty cool how they're just buzzing by me. This is a gap in between some rocks where there's a lot of current, and it's always very active with fish. Not necessarily anything big, but always active. And these are flagtails. My first time ever seeing flagtails. I had to go look it up. A bunch more batfish cruising by full speed. I did see that spotted eagle ray around this gap in the rocks though. There's a snapper down there coming in curious. He gave me an easy shot there. Sometimes the snappers are moving around so much they're hard to get. He stopped, gave me a perfect target. And that's all she wrote. Sorry for the abrupt ending. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next one, which is my best day of fishing ever.